Shut up and sit down.
Believe in yourself because you came all the way to here. That means you must have some talent. You must have some potential. Just don't throw it away by just giving up.
I let go of the handlebars, let go of the handles. I let go of the handlebars, letting go of the handles. Yeah, I can't keep my hands off you or off my bicycle.
I've told you once and I'll tell you again. Shut up, legs. I'd love to say that to Mattley Grand, Evan Price, Lance Hepler, and Jake Von Doering as well, but I'd probably get canned from this gig. Nevertheless, enjoy the Dialed podcast.
Yep.
Yes, showing up and participating is important. Trying your best is important, but neither deserves a trophy. If you want one of those, go win some.
Do I look too cool? Do I look too cool? On my bicycle, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm sorry,
You ate all the waffles?
Yes, I did.
Could have asked us if we wanted any.
Nuh-uh, if I give you the waffles, I won't get any.
Link, would you like a waffle?
There is no more waffles. I have them all.
Why, yes, Red, I think I would like 2 waffles.
You can't, you want 2 of them? I just don't know why you guys get all the waffles. You guys are being selfish.
Hi, and welcome back to the Dial Podcast. I'm Jake Von Doering, and I'm here with Lance Hepler.
Lance, romance, right here in Jake's office.
No, you're not. We're at the base of the Alpe d'Huez.
We're at the base of the Alpe d'Huez.
No, guys, this is the original podcast.
This is the original
podcast
studio.
Headquarters.
Original studio. We are coming to you.
Yes. And to Lance's left, Matt LeGrand.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? You guys look chipper this morning.
Let me tell you. Do you know how many people came up to me at the race this week? Hey, Lance, do you want some salsa? I got some extra salsa for you.
Pico de Gallo. And coming to us live from the Wahoo Kicker Training Studio, Mr. Evan Price.
Live from halfway up Alpe d'Huez right now. I got Jake paid for my ticket to fly into France here. It's wild on this climb right now. Wish you guys were here.
Hey, Evan, what are you drinking?
Right now I'm drinking a Red Bull, 2 things full of Tailwind, and enough Martine to probably give me diabetes.
Oh, good Lord.
Good work. Got to keep that diabetes going.
Oh, yeah, athletic diabetes. It's a real thing.
Are you doing like a workout on the trainer, or are you just chilling mostly, like steady state?
No, I'm riding up Alpe d'Huez right now. Matt, can't you hear them in the background?
Yeah, I can hear some cheering. I do hear a little bit of cheering. I think you just
Froome is attacking. Hold on, I got to follow him.
Go Price,
Here
go
we go.
Price.
Oh, man, they're dropping me.
I think you're safe.
God, okay.
I think if it's Froome attacking, you're safe.
Good. I'm just going to wait for the Peloton, guys. Don't worry.
Right on. Hey, guys, have we ever done 2 podcasts in 1 week?
I don't think we have.
I don't think so either.
We probably have. We've at least recorded 2 in a week.
Well, yeah, but
this
one's going to come out today. We'll have 2 podcasts coming out today. And so what we're doing is we're actually sitting here live. When this comes out, it'll be over, but we're watching the Stage 12 of the Tour de France.
Yes, the largest, the most anticipated stage of the tour, the Queen Stage. 3 major HC climbs today. As we're watching this, they've already gone over the first 2 HC climbs.
Yep.
And they're just finishing the descent and cruising through the valley headed for Alpe d'Huez. So,
very good. Any notable?
This stage is absolutely crazy. Does anybody know the elevation gain on this?
On the entire stage?
Yeah.
All the feet?
Yeah, they collected
all the
them
meters.
Well, yesterday they went over the peak height for the tour.
They went over that again today from the other direction.
Okay.
So they climbed the Galibier yesterday, and then they climbed the Galibier today from the other side. Then they also went up the Col de la Croix de Fer.
And Croix de Fer.
Nailed that pronunciation. Way to go.
No.
All right, so today we're going to skip over the backpedal stuff, and we'll bring that to you next week when we do our normal podcast.
It's only been a couple of days.
Although
there was stuff that happened.
A couple of us raced.
You might as well just. Oh,
no,
did a couple of you guys race?
I raced.
What are you doing racing?
I just wanted to see how bad it would hurt.
Did it hurt?
Okay.
Yeah, Lance and I went out and did Portland Short Track.
Oh yeah,
the Pacific Northwest Short Track Series. It was fun.
It was fun.
No one looks hurt here, so that's.
I did crash.
Just say randomly, I'm like, no one's hurt. Oh yeah, of course, one person's hurt.
Hey Lance, how you feeling this morning? I feel great. I'm just a little sore.
I'm just a little sore.
Elbows.
It's just my elbow, knee. I just lost a little bit of skin. It's kind of a good story.
You save it for next podcast.
You're gonna have to come back and listen to the next podcast.
Gonna have to save it.
Well, I am glad that you are okay.
I'm totally fine.
Was this last night?
This was Tuesday night.
I was gonna say
it's Thursday.
The wound looks better.
Yeah, I'm totally fine. Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys do a Wednesday lunch ride?
We sure did.
How was that?
That was beautiful. Nice little ride out to Frenchman's Bar.
We did. Went out to Frenchman's Bar and came back. It was nice.
Yeah, 34 miles, I think it was if you did the ride from the shop and back.
Look, right now, Froome is just putting it to these guys. He's on the breakaway.
Let's go, Chris. Come on, man.
I'm pretty sure Evan has picked Froome for the yellow jersey. So
I think Jake had Froome on his team.
If Froome wins this stage, does that count as me being right about something because I called it last year? Okay, good.
Absolutely, it does.
It was the kiss of death last year.
So as these guys are descending, if anything happens, we'll talk about it. But let's just kind of rewind and talk about what happened yesterday.
Oh yeah, yesterday was a big
Pogačar
stage.
is no longer wearing yellow, and I'm sure the world knows that by now. You guys have any thoughts on that?
Dude, that was like one of the most exciting stages that I have seen. It was fun to watch because, Pogačar got isolated with who was it? It was Roglic, Vingegaard, and Geraint Thomas. Geraint Thomas. So those four kind of got isolated, and
it was right when I woke up. I woke up and I turned on the TV and I was like, holy bleep, bleep, bleep. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, Geraint was sitting there. He had ringside seats.
Yes.
He just was sitting. The pummeling.
The biggest show in town.
Roglic would attack and Pogačar would cover it. And then they would bring it back. And then Vingegaard would attack and Pogačar would cover it. And then Roglic would attack and then Pogačar covered it. And then Roglic...
it went on and on.
I think they did it 5 times.
There
was
amazing.
Like 5 attacks in the valley before that last.
It was like a steady incline at that point.
Yes.
Where they thought he was probably the weakest.
Right.
And I just think he covered all of those, but I think it beat him up.
He did burn
You guys
some
are
matches.
forgetting somebody else in that group.
Who's that?
Our one and only Nairo Quintana.
Oh yeah.
Well, not until
he eventually
the
got
climb.
up there. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Right. He had to reel back down the climb. You're right. Yeah. In the valley, he was not in that group.
Yeah.
I wonder if Nairo had the fastest. Well, no, I'm sure Vingegaard still had the fastest time of climb. I bet the second fastest climb up the time had to be Nairo then.
It's interesting because he broke away from that group,
but then got reeled right back in.
Well, I wouldn't say right back in. He was out there. Then he caught his teammate, which is a little odd. And then they slowly reeled him back. I just think that he waits for the incline to get super steep, and then he decides to go.
When was the last time that guy put together back-to-back days of big performances like that, though? I mean, seriously.
That's a very good point.
Is he going to be riding Gruppetto today?
No, this is still his...
No, he's up there. He's up there on. I guarantee on Alpe d'Huez he'll be in the last selection today.
Yep, I agree.
I agree.
I think he'll be in the mix at least. I think this is. I don't think he's going for stage wins. I think he wants to do well overall, and he needs to be in the thick of it.
So the Frenchmen had good days too. The Frenchmen are still in the top 7. The two, Gaudu and Bardet.
And Bardet had a great race yesterday as well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Is he? Where is he on the overall?
He's in 3rd, a minute and 10 back. So he jumped up to 3rd. Yeah.
And G moved back down to 4th, right?
G is in 4th, but he put a minute into Pogačar.
Yeah.
And then Tade's sitting at what, 2.5 minutes ish in change?
He's 2:50 back from Vingegaard.
Interesting.
Wow.
So basically, it's the top 7. The top 7 are really close. 8th, I believe, is Vlasov, who is still like 8-9 minutes down. So it's basically going to be the battle of the top 7 here today.
Yeah,
he's only 4.5 minutes down. Vlasov.
Oh, Vlasov is. Oh, okay, gotcha.
So let's talk about then how this all rolls into today. Who's in the selection still to kind of play bikes here on the Alpe d'Huez? And do you guys have any predictions for what's going to happen today?
Well, it's predictions after whatever it is, 3 hours of racing that they've done so far today, right? We're doing it at the base of Alpe d'Huez.
Yeah, that's the last climb. I mean, it's 12 miles ish, isn't it?
Alpe d'Huez,
if I'm not mistaken, it's somewhere in that ballpark. I don't know. It's going to take them about 37 minutes or so to climb that.
Yeah.
The leaders are getting reeled back in. Well, actually,
it's 14 kilometers. It's 13.8 kilometers at 8.1%.
Gotcha. So it's not that long.
850 meters of climbing. So 2,500 feet of climbing or something like that.
Did you happen to get what the total elevation gain was for the ride today?
It doesn't list
stage
it, actually.
Interesting.
No. It's HC. They don't even categorize it. It's just a ton of feet.
All feet.
So, yeah, currently, as we watch, where yellow group is 5 minutes back from the lead group. So it's going to be really close, as always, for the GC guys to win the stage.
I tell you, okay, so they're 5 minutes back. That front group has Pidcock and Nielsen Powless and Chris Froome in it, which is amazing. It was very cool to see. It was like 2 hours ago. Chris Froome bridged up to the breakaway.
Really?
They were like 3 minutes back, and Chris Froome bridged up, and Pidcock jumped with him. So Froome and Pidcock were able to catch up to that breakaway.
Did they work together to bridge?
They did.
Good for them.
Yes.
Nice
so
work,
it was kind of cool to see. And so now
that's like the oldest British rider with the youngest British rider.
I wonder if
I think Pidcock's only 21, or no, he's 20.
He's 14.
I think he's 20.
And I think
22.
Froome just turned 73, I think, last year. Or close.
Yep.
Something like that.
He's racing in the same category as Lance now.
That's right.
Yeah.
The 75.
He's technically
plus
winning the
category.
Masters division. I'm pretty sure he's winning the Masters division at the tour.
Oh, how awesome it would be if they had a Masters
They
division.
should have a Masters division. 40 and over,
Yeah,
man.
They have a young person's jersey. Why don't they have an old guy's jersey?
Age discrimination here, guys.
Actually,
I'm telling you.
I think they're going to make a switch and they're going to kill the young jersey, or they move it down to some sort of ridiculous number, like 20 years old. And then they should at the same time, they should bring in like an elderly category.
What color would what color would that be? Like brown or something? Just
color.
old and
Just gray,
gray,
dirty,
the gray jersey.
Liver spot.
It flaps in the wind. It's got like an aero disadvantage.
Right. It's not tight.
But I think that for sure it would be. I don't think they would do 40 because 40 would be hard. There's not that many. But you could do something like 36. There's enough guys that are 36.
There's a few guys over there.
There's a few guys in that range. Yeah.
You guys know anybody
You
who's
have
done?
to be on a steel bike with down tube shifting too.
Oh, that would be so cool.
So these guys going to go climb Alpe d'Huez here shortly. Do you guys know anyone who has climbed Alpe d'Huez in real life?
A couple people. Yeah.
Who?
I've got a buddy from dental school who actually spent a couple years in France, and he went back with his bike and rode up Alpe d'Huez.
We need to do that sometime.
You
would do it, right?
I would absolutely do it.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do it.
I believe Kit has as well.
I
Kit
believe-
Hinders, I believe, has.
Sounds right.
We do have several teammates who have gone out and done it.
Ian Gibson.
The Bercampus clan.
clan.
Oh, yeah, I remember when they did a family trip.
They did
that
a family
was such
trip.
a cool thing. And I
And,
remember
like,
they were like training for it. That was about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Here's some pictures right here.
Oh, yeah.
They shared their photo album with me, and it was a pretty cool thing. It was pretty cool to see all of the family
jerseys.
there. They had their dial jerseys on, and they get to the top, and there's at some point in time, there's a podium there, and they all jumped on
the
there.
podium.
But what was really cool about it was the matriarch of the family, Mr. Tom Bercampus, great dude, and he had a birthday, and the boys kind of surprised him and all chipped in and bought him a trip over. And
wow.
This was on the agenda, and they took him and they did the Alpe d'Huez.
What's interesting is I bet you that family, they probably hammered it.
Of course
I
they
love
did.
Their family. Their family is so cool.
They got some great athletes in there, so
They're not slow.
And there's a few of them, and a lot of them like to ride, so it's
They
pretty
do.
awesome. So,
and their dad, even though he's older than he probably can hang, man. He's tough.
Oh,
Sure.
he still rips. He's
Those
over
kids
60.
are strong. Yeah, those kids are strong.
Or
but
close to 60.
I think it was for his 60th birthday, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. So,
what a cool birthday gift.
very cool. Hey,
do-
kids, if you're listening, I'm going to be turning 50 in a couple of years. I wouldn't mind doing something like that.
Little plane ticket. Plane tickets are cheap right now, I hear.
I think my wife listens to the podcast every now and then.
I do think that Terry Hamness has also climbed
yep.
Alpe d'Huez.
Sure. Ray from DC Rainmaker and Dez from Dez Fit both
Sure.
rode it. A couple weeks ago, they hopped in down there to France and rode that ride. Oh, they were testing the 1040, the new 1040 computer. So whenever that came out just a couple weeks ago.
Sweet.
They tested it on Alpe d'Huez.
On
And I
Alpe
was like,
d'Huez.
I'm going to test it on downtown Camas, Washington.
On Lake Road.
Lake Road.
Dallas.
I mean, there's famous climbs, and then there's Lake Road.
Yeah.
Along.
Hey, that's a highly coveted KOM.
Actually, you have it.
I'm tied now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had it for a long time, but now I'm tied. There's some
car that went up there.
Well, there were those, but there was somebody that came in, put a legitimate effort in, and they tied. So it's kind of a funny story. We've talked about that before in the past, but I actually will be over there for my 50th birthday.
What?
Yeah.
In France?
So the funny thing is it's my 50th birthday that year. My daughter graduates from high school, and my wife and I will celebrate our 20th wedding anniversary. And we have decided a couple of years ago that we're going to Europe, and we're going to go see our old exchange student. We're going to do a couple other things. And my wife, it was her idea, said that we're going to go and try and catch a stage or two of the Tour de France while we're over there.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know which one. I don't know where, when, why, and how that's going to work out. We need to figure that out as we get closer, but that's kind of the plan. So I'll have to maybe try and figure out a way to get a bike.
Is this 2 years?
Correct.
It's 2 years away.
Yeah, in 2 years from now.
You're mostly going to spend time in Spain, you think?
I think we're going to bounce around all over the place. There's a lot of stuff that we want to see, and I think that the plan is to be over there for about 2.5, 3 weeks. So we can see some stuff.
You get to see some stuff.
Get to see some stuffs. What's going on here, guys?
So we are down into the city. They just finished the descent. The breakaway they've increased their lead. It's up to 5.5 minutes over the
5:43
over the peloton.
Not bad.
So
we'll see what happens with Watt
So I
here.
believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's Louis Meintjes too, and also Ciccone is in that group.
Correct. Yeah, it's those
five guys.
So,
Jones?
To be honest, as much as I just butchered that. As much as we love him, I think Froome looks the weakest. I think Ciccone.
You can't go back on your picks.
I'm going to here because Ciccone hasn't taken a single poll all day. Nielsen's taken too many polls, unfortunately.
I think Pitcock has pulled a good bit, but I also think he's the strongest.
Do you think Pitcock has a chance at a little break off of the
winning this stage? Yes.
Yeah, winning the stage.
I think he has a chance. I do. I think that it's highly likely that this
15.5 miles to go.
I don't know, but
Unfortunately,
it can be pulled back.
My money right now is actually going to be on Ciccone. He's a great climber, and he's done very little work at the front.
Nice.
Does Froome retire halfway up the climb?
He's like, just put his hand up. His hand right now. Was that a move for retirement?
Yeah. It's like, who wants to retire? Froome raised his hand.
He's looking for a bottle. Oh, no, wait, never mind. He's just pulling off. He's going into the car.
So Froome's riding with number 191 right now. Do you think he's folded that number up a few times just to say number one again?
Yeah. Remember the good old days.
Remember that time when?
Time gap between peloton and leaders.
Yeah, it's been going up and down. Yeah, here.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's still 25K to go. There's still, 11K before they get to the bottom of Alpe d'Huez. So we'll see how hard that Jumbo-Visma pulls through this valley because there's still a chance that they close it down.
So they've got Wout. He can pull on the flats, and he won this stage last year.
They got the whole team.
The whole team's there. They are the team of the Tour. They are, especially looking at yesterday's stage.
Dude,
that was such a team effort.
It was so fun to watch. Just attack and attack and attack enough that
and then
Pogačar dropped. Now, I don't think Pogačar, obviously he cracked because he lost like 3.5
2 minutes. 2.5. Yeah.
Something like that. But what was Johan Bernil saying yesterday? He goes, he doesn't think he just like completely blew apart. He thinks he just bonked. That he just, because they were attacking so much, he didn't get enough fuel in his system, and that's why they got to him. So that's something that is easily recovered from. The bonk is easy to recover from. You just
eat. A long time ago, there used to be these riders, and they would actually, Evan, you'll like this story. You'll probably remember reading stuff like this, where they would actually bonk on purpose on certain rides, like some of the GC contenders, so that your body will actually overcompensate the next day with like fuel. And so, have you ever read this stuff?
Yeah,
Evan, it's super interesting.
That's a real thing. Yeah. Jan Ulrich used to do that.
Yep. So cool and so weird to be like, I'm going to bonk on purpose, and they do it. They do it strategically. I don't think this was done strategically
that's how Jan Ulrich used to try and get into shape, try to get into weight for the Tour.
Ugh, it seems like a very
to purposely
unfun way.
bonk. Anyway, Roglic, the quote from Roglic after the race was, "I cracked myself, but I didn't care."
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, because he's
such a team effort.
He's a team player, dude.
And I think
He's a
he
team
ended up losing like 11 minutes,
yeah.
or something on the last climb.
Yeah. Wow.
Because once Vingegaard launched and was pulling away from Pogačar, Roglic just like shut it down. He's like, my job is done.
That's exactly what you do.
Yeah.
If he shut it down, how do you think he's feeling today? Do you think he's recovered from that okay?
I think he feels a whole lot better today than Pogačar. But, it depends. If
Because they're going to want him right here.
Yeah, they are. Well, I think he's still in there.
I assume the whole team.
Yeah.
What's ridiculous about that Jumbo-Visma team is even after yesterday and they were doing all of those attacks, it still did come back together, right, at the climb.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, that Jumbo-Visma team was like 4 or 5 guys. It was stupid.
It was so fun to watch.
I will say that the guys that did rejoin didn't end up playing a huge role. Like, for example, Sepp Kuss, who we're probably like, he's one of our, we're biggest fans of him as well. It's like, he's probably one of the people that we would want to shake hands with the most on that Jumbo-Visma team. And he didn't seem to really play a huge role yesterday.
He hasn't yet, it looks like.
I know,
so
but
I'm
I think
wondering,
it's because he can't.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
that
if you're
team's
not going
so
to do
strong.
it, if you're not going to do
went,
it yesterday, then when would you help?
Right,
with climbing?
like-
He was there. He tried.
Last year, Sepp was like one of every climb, one of the last guys.
Yep.
But the level of the team is up kind of so much.
I guess if you're going up against Roglic as like a helper, like that's tough to compete with. How many teams have a Roglic helper?
Yeah, exactly.
0.
He's a former. I guess he hasn't won the Tour, but he's come close.
Well,
twice.
he's a Grand Tour winner. I mean,
yes. What did you hear? What Tade, his post race interview? What he said? He during his he's in the white jersey now, so we still got an interview from him.
Yeah.
But they interviewed him, and he's like, yeah, I lose 3 minutes today. Maybe I gain 3 minutes tomorrow. It's all good.
he's so chill.
He's just chill.
I love that, actually. I mean, it makes me more and more of a fan. In fact, I think a lot of us like Jumbo-Visma as a team. I think, we like the fact that they work together. But when it was like those guys attacking him over and over again, it was like, you see this like team ganging up on one guy. You can't help but pull for the one guy that's like almost the underdog at that point, right? Like, even though he's wearing the yellow jersey and all this stuff, it's like, but it's one guy against
he's not one
3
guy,
or 4.
He's like the power of 4 guys. He's got the power bank of 4 guys. Granted, they not 3 guys maybe, but he's so good. But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
And his whole team is just crumbling from COVID. I just think like you kind of start to feel bad for him.
Yeah.
You kind of start to think like, come on, man. I hope you win. I hope you fight all these guys off because that would be cool to watch as well.
He's got to be one of the few favorites that is like fun to cheer for in the history of the Tour.
Yep.
Because he does feel like an underdog.
Yeah. Lance
in a very strange way.
Lance and I were talking about this yesterday on the ride, and I told Lance, I'm like, I still want to see Pogačar win. I just don't want to see him walk away with it. I want to see what we're seeing right now, and this is spectacular.
Yeah, you're right.
It's fun to witness history.
Yes.
And if Tade wins, 6 tours in the next 8 years, that would be very cool to witness history, see something like that happen.
And it's just,
but you never know.
The tour is always fun to watch, but like when you have the Sky Train of yesteryear, and you got Wiggins and you got Froome just walking away with it, and like after stage 5 or 6 or 7, it's over. You're like, oh, this is gonna be boring to watch. But I just didn't want that. I didn't want it to be just very mechanical.
100% agree with you. And even if Pogačar walked away from those guys yesterday, that would have started to feel boring, right?
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
the guy can't lose, and you can throw anything you want at him, and he'll dominate. But we didn't see that yesterday. It was the exact opposite. It was like, hey, there's a chink in the armor here. This is going to be a good race.
They exploited it for sure. Yeah, it's fun.
The other really cool part of the post race interviews yesterday was Vingegaard. He won the stage. He gets the yellow jersey, so they're doing his yellow jersey interview. And this was 15 minutes after he'd ended, and Wout was just finishing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So he Wout just dropped off after he came in 15 minutes later, and he rolled. They're in the middle of the interview.
You hear this. Jonas, or something like that. Yeah.
For Jonas, and they go up and they give this like great hug to each other, and the only words that he said were "effing hell."
Jonas said that. Or?
Jonas said like that was so hard, but it was just like
That's cool.
It was like pure joy,
Yeah.
and we killed ourselves, and it worked, and it was a really cool moment to see in the post race interview.
While we're talking about Wout, we should mention that his yesterday when he was doing his cool down, I guess he had a flat tire. And
So
he was sent back down. Yeah.
He'd already done his cool down. They had to ride down the mountain to the team bus. When he was riding down the mountain to the team bus, his tire went flat.
He had a slow leak.
Yeah.
And some random
So he just pulled off. He's like, anybody got a pump?
And yeah, it was basically like this one of those groups, which is totally like what I want to do someday, which is like one of those little guided tours. A guy was like had a hand pump. It was like, yeah, here, use this pump. He gives him his green jersey that he has won off of his back.
He's like, hey, unzip the jersey. It's yours. Take it.
How ridiculous is that? Because that thing's probably worth a lot of money, especially if he like signs it or something. Super cool.
That is just very cool.
Cool. Wow, you're too cool for school. Yep.
That was pretty cool to see.
I want to be like Wout when I grow up.
Yep, me too.
All right, so we're still...
3,700 feet. Did you see? So the Alpe d'Huez is 3,700 feet of climbing from bottom to top.
We're getting across the floor here. We're going to be climbing pretty soon, so we'll be about 35 minutes of climbing-ish once that starts. I'm thinking that Jumbo Visma is going to go for the jugular today, guys.
I agree. I think they're going to hit the bottom of that and drill it. And they're going to use up the 4 guys ahead of Vingegaard.
I have a sneaking suspicion, though, that this Tadej Pogacar guy that's pretty good at riding bikes is just going to surf their wheels. I think we might see something. I don't know.
Well, there were no attacks. It looks like so far today, Tadej hasn't had to burn a match yet.
Right.
So
which is very different than yesterday.
Very different than yesterday.
I know how we figured this out. I know what's going to happen. Evan, what is your prediction?
Oh yeah, this is the
Here we go. Okay. Ciccone leaves his breakaway group. Hidcock goes with. Chris Froome will get caught and spit out the back of the peloton. Nielsen Paulus will float no man's land.
Yep.
Jumbo-Visma will light up the beginning of the climb. Pogacar stays in wheels. Jonas and Pogacar get isolated. Pogacar attacks and gets a minute on Jonas today. Only a minute.
Wow.
So Chris Froome narrowly beats Vingegaard by like a wheel length.
So Louis Meintjes wins today is probably what's going to happen then.
I actually really like Price's prediction. I actually think that's could very well go down.
That sounds legit. It does, yeah.
I think that the breakaway is going to crumble. I think Pidcock may like break away and start to pull away from everyone. Then I think that the peloton is going to just kind of like what Lance said, where it's like Jumbo Visma plays this by the rule book, which is you send your best climbers to the front. They each take turns until they crack. And I actually think Wout could be one of those guys that sticks around for a long time because he's a beast. And then Roglic hangs pretty long with Vingegaard, and I think Pogacar may hang back. I don't think he's gonna. I think he may lose time today. That's my theory.
You think he's going to lose more?
I think he's going to lose a little bit more time.
And I think
if he does come back, I think it's going to be in the Pyrenees, not the Alps. That's my theory. Although I don't know what I did with my little like fantasy league. I might not have changed stuff, which I might still have Pogacar as my leader. I need to look that up.
You're still crushing everybody in that.
Yeah.
Let's remind everyone. We need to remind. Come on, guys. We should mention that every hour on the hour.
That's funny.
Because I usually don't win these kind of things.
Are we sure on that winning?
I'm pretty sure.
We're positive.
I don't know where you are. I haven't seen you on the list that tightly. Have you been following the fantasy league stuff? Look at Pogacar.
He's just so
smiling.
Cool as a cucumber, man.
I know. He's so relaxed.
This is going to be. I think this is going to be a special climb today, boys.
You think?
I do.
You fall more in line with Price. Like Pogacar's going to have something special today.
I think so. I think that he's just going to make this just a very tight race again. I mean, it's tight-ish right now. I think we're going to be looking at like, I don't know if he'll neutralize the whole thing, but he's going to put some time into everybody.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget. Usually in a race, I mean, even your best guy is going to have a bad stage. And if that was his bad stage, I'd be scared for the rest of the tour because he still has plenty of opportunities to put time into everybody.
He was pretty powerful, yeah.
And let's remember, just 2 years ago, he was down by about this much time, maybe just a little bit less, and he chipped away and every single day put time into everybody. And, that's when he beat Roglic on the uphill time trial.
Time trial, yeah.
And just obliterated the field on that. He's got plenty of potential to do that. And today's one of those days where it's a climb that potentially could suit him. I know that it's a long climb and that they say that generally favors Jonas Vingegaard or Vingegaard, but I don't know. I just think he's got the firepower, and I think he's hungry.
I love
the guy's competitor.
I don't think anything doesn't favor Pogacar though.
That's true.
I don't think he has natural weakness.
It's crazy to me that like one of his interviews, like he still was upbeat after that beating yesterday, and he was like, "Oh, I want revenge." I'm like, "You just got off the bike, buddy. Like, settle it down." Like he is very upbeat, and he seems like such a positive person that, dang man, maybe he could do it.
Okay, here's another question for you. Let's say that Vingegaard is the one that puts a little bit more time into him. Not a lot, but even some time. He's still going to be the man. How do you go about beating Jumbo-Visma? How do you take down Vingegaard? Is there another team that can do that? Does Ineos have the firepower?
Pogacar out sprints Wout in Paris.
That very well could be a thing.
Ineos is showing too much weakness. Danny Martinez is gone. Yates isn't nearly what I thought he would be. Pidcock looks good, but that's one guy.
Well, and he's showing his cards right now, right? Like he can't. Yeah, I think this is like, hey, go have fun, do what you want to do on this stage, try to win it, and I think G is their guy.
But
I think.
But Pidcock can time trial, and so can Vingegaard can time trial. Those guys are they're good,
no joke. But there's still, is there 3 more mountain stages in the Pyrenees? I think there's still quite a bit of climbing left, and
is this Pidcock's match? I mean, he's young. Is today his effort? I mean, he's going to need some days to recover from this.
I think there's some like transfer kind of stages.
There's 3. There's 3 in the Pyrenees.
There's 3 more climbs. Yeah, so
3 more mountain stages.
That's not going to do well for Pidcock, in my humble opinion. Even though he does well. I just don't think he can do well like 3 days in a row like that.
Did anybody just see Pidcock just absolutely cash that free throw into the trash can?
I just saw that. Yes, that was awesome.
Still focused. Still got it.
Is there nothing this man can't do?
So here they are. They have started the climb. They're at the bottom of it. The breakaway is at the bottom of it. They've got 6 minutes.
6 minutes
over
and 12
the peloton.
seconds. That's enough time theoretically.
It is.
They're going to have to put in an effort.
It just depends on how dead they are. They're going to drill it. They're all still together.
Hey, look at Froome sticking into stem.
Does everybody know who still holds the record up Alpe d'Huez?
Isn't it Pantani?
Marco Pantani.
Pantani. Fueled by cocaine and amphetamines.
Bread and water.
La Bamba.
Hey, his mom said he didn't dope, okay?
Sure.
But that's amazing. I mean, I think he had like 3 gears on that bike back then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 3 gears and a little stash cash of Coke.
Any bikes that you guys have seen in the tour that are kind of piquing your interest? Anything cool? Any new tech that's come out that you guys have seen?
I saw an email this morning. BMC has like some new fancy whatever bike for this. I don't know. It's
called the Masterpiece. It's just it's handmade over in Switzerland.
A very limited edition BMC team machine.
Yeah.
Just take my money, BMC. I want that bike.
I'm sure it's quite pricey. And Bob Youngles is on it, but I haven't seen him. I haven't even noticed him today at all.
Yeah. Who called that?
The frame alone for that bike is over $10,000.
You got one around the house here somewhere, don't you?
No. I've got a team machine, but not that one. That one's a special one. They're very proud of it, though.
Are they?
Yeah.
I wonder what's really different about it. I'm sure it's using similar frame, like geometry.
Yeah, they do custom geometry. They lay it up differently. They lay up the carbon based on what your rider profile is.
Right, exactly. So it's like sized differently, but probably similar profile.
Yep. I've got a gentleman that...
I'm pretty sure there's a motor in the bottom bracket, too.
Yeah, that helps.
We've got a gentleman that's going to be working with us at the lab that's going to be doing a build on one, and it's just kind of boggling my mind at how much this bike is going to end up costing, but he's all in and he wants to do it, and it should be a pretty cool bike, and it'll be kind of fun to be able to put that together for him too.
Yeah, that's cool.
Fun
we should
times.
do like a video of you like building the bike.
Hey, there you go.
There's this YouTube channel that does that, and they do a good job with the videography, and it's just gorgeous. Like they have really good lighting, and it's just like it's almost like you can imagine like classical music putting this bike together. Like it's all kind of like just overly dramatic, and I absolutely eat that stuff up. I love it.
There you go.
The bike features carbon bottle cages which integrate with the shape down and seat tubes to reduce drag.
Yep.
I need
of course,
that.
that's worth it.
I need that, Lance.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Dominate your local group ride with integrated bottle cages.
6:20 now. I don't know. That's getting to be quite the time gap that they're not closing down.
Prices predictions are looking better and better.
Come on, Froomy.
Come on, Froome. Froome.
Does everybody know how many turns there are? Does everybody know how many turns there are?
22?
21.
I was going to say 21, yeah.
Is it 21 or 22?
21.
21?
Yep. They are flying right now. Oh, my goodness. Jumbo Visma coming into the climb.
Have they started the climb? They got to be getting close, or maybe they're just getting
No,
into
because
it.
they're going 30 miles an hour right now.
So,
yeah, that's true.
Did they exactly, and we kind of talked about this, I think even last episode, did they exactly model Alpe de Zwift after Alpe d'Huez?
I don't
the bottom
think so.
portion. It's close. The switchbacks are the same.
They're similar number of switchbacks, but the gradients are all different.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Is Alpe d'Huez like trademarked or something like that?
No,
French coming
I don't
after
think
Zwift
so.
saying
they could do
not to use our mountain.
Well, think about what they did in Richmond. They have the exact course that they did for the World Championships, and I know that I'm dating myself there because that's like 6 years ago or something. But
that was the year of the Sagan attack on the
Peter Sagan.
cobble section.
Yep.
Yeah.
So as these guys are doing the ascent, we're starting to see more and more fans. What are your thoughts on the fans this year?
Well, it's Bastille Day in France, which
right.
means it's a holiday. It's like it's the French Independence Day. So all these people have been off. I was watching some reports. Many people have been camping for 5 or 6 days.
Oh, wow. They are sober. They have not been drinking.
Over the last week, there has been 2 or 3 Grand Fondos who have gone up the
That's cool.
Alpe d'Huez. So that they're usually like 100-mile fondos that end with the climb up Alpe d'Huez.
We're short one Jumbo Visma rider.
I think that's Laporte. Is that Laporte?
Did he just peel off? There's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
There's 5 Jumbo Visma guys. They have just started the climb.
3 Ineos guys. I mean, this
Wout's up front.
Yeah, is Wout dropping his own teammates now? Is that what the deal is?
Yeah. Well, like there's 2 guys.
Pogacar just pulled around the group and
He's
going
just
to wiggle
sitting
his
right
way.
there.
He's going to wiggle his way in there.
Jump on the Jumbo train.
Yeah, that's a good place to be, bud.
Yeah.
All right.
Niels?
This is the lead group.
This is the lead group.
Oh, no, Nielsen.
Nielsen's starting to detach a little bit.
He's
Evan has gotten one prediction right. Guess who else is at the back and looking in trouble?
Oh, Froomy.
Come on, Froomy.
Froomy, use your
Stay in
elbows.
it.
Use the elbows.
Yeah.
The power
Focus
at
on
the
that
power meter
stem.
more.
Focus,
You need
buddy.
to look at the power meter more.
Power of the stem, guys. That's where he draws his power from.
It's also been an extremely hot day over there
that's right.
today as well.
I saw 39 degrees in the valley.
Right. So
Yikes.
You've noticed that lots of the riders have been putting ice packs on their backs, down their backs, up between their shoulder blades to help cool them off.
They've also lost 30 seconds.
Oh,
more
come
than 30
on,
seconds.
Froomy. Come on.
Oh, yeah, they've already dropped 30 seconds.
Froome will
So
not
in the
be
past,
a factor.
It's been a K. It's been a K into the climb, and they've already lost 30 seconds.
In 30 seconds, they lost 30 seconds. In the past 30 seconds.
At this rate, I don't like Chaconi's odds, but that's okay. He's going to attack.
Wow.
Oh,
my God.
He can drill it.
Mouth open.
If you would like
drilling
him,
it.
if you ask him to, he would say, like, okay, do you want me to go all the way to the top? Just drilling it?
He would.
And he'll be like, yeah, no problem. Just tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it. Like, you want me to sprint at the top? Sure.
I'll
So
do
who
it.
does Pogacar still have there? He's got Rafa, Micah. Who else is there? Is that?
I can't.
Brandon McNulty.
McNulty?
Oh, wait.
That's
no.
McNulty. That's McNulty. Yeah.
Who've been the last 2 guys for Pogacar?
Yeah. Well, they were broken when they were doing all those attacks, and then they came back and
still
Rafa
helped.
and Micah played a huge role for a little while.
Ineos is sitting back a little bit.
But G's still there. Geraint
G's
Thomas
there. I
is
think
still
Yates
there.
is with him.
Right now, Wout is just trying to decide if he should take the road up the Alpe d'Huez or if he should go off-road and go mountain climbing style.
Did you see that sign somebody was holding up? No. It said Ali Alaphilippe.
Oh,
he's not even
there.
in the race.
Oh. Not there.
Oh, come on, France. Jeez.
Okay, question.
Calling it right now. Gadu loses 12 minutes.
Is someone from the crowd going to get in the way and play a bad role in this climb today?
Well, you know,
I hope not.
Yeah, they're going to piss somebody off. Nielsen's back on the end.
Palace pulled himself back.
Froome's back on.
Froome's in.
Come on, Froome.
He's in it for the win, dude. There's one guy right there.
Look at that guy's a
big guy.
little bulldog.
That looks like
big
me.
Guy can hustle. I know. I was like,
don't have heart attack there, buddy.
That's the fastest 50 meters he's run all year.
Yeah, I'm honestly every time I see like either.
What's that?
What was
Pitcock
that?
just stopped pedaling.
Pitcock just like put the brakes on.
He's like, I'm not pulling anymore.
He's like, I guess.
Oh, they better not play games with each other, or they're in trouble.
They don't have time to.
Interesting. Hey, Lance.
Roglic right there.
Lance, you gonna take the Sprinter van over to Europe? You gonna take it on a big boat and big ferry over to the?
Yeah,
I tell you, so I have a guy that I follow on Strava and on Facebook. He's been in France for the last month. He's a teacher, so he has the summer off. He went over, rented an RV, and he's been traveling all over France and Spain and Switzerland and Italy and just doing all the major climbs.
Oh, wow.
So he's done like Alpe d'Huez a couple of times. He's sleeping in campgrounds or...
He's documenting the whole thing too. You were showing me this before the podcast.
He's documenting it all
He's
on
got photos
Facebook.
and write-ups and descriptions of everything. It's pretty neat.
He is
cool.
He is like a redneck, red-blooded American guy.
Football coach guy. Just a big meathead.
Yeah. So I've actually
Probably
never
a huge Lance Armstrong fan.
I don't know. I have actually never personally met him. We've traded a lot of stuff on Strava because he used to live in Astoria, and I would go out and chase all his KOMs when I would work in Astoria. So
he's a strong cyclist.
So he's strong, but he's a big guy. He's like over 200 pounds and still
Pitcock's going.
doing all these climbs. That's what he was doing. He backed off to
Look at that.
drop it and tried to attack.
No, Ciccone does not look good.
Froome, look at Froome. Hold on.
Froome.
No, Ciccone. Come on, man.
Ciccone's dropping with.
Come
they're getting detected.
He got the kiss of death when Price picked him to win.
I'm sorry,
that was so
Ciccone.
rude
I'm
of you.
sorry. Oh, Froome looking great.
I think Pitcock's got to go. He's looking back. He keeps looking back to see if
looks
he's breaking him.
10K to go still. 10 and a half kilometers to go.
Look how comfortable he looks.
If he doesn't go now, that break's not going to make it.
No, you're right. If they don't go,
they don't
make
make it.
They're they got 525 on the peloton on the yellow jersey group. Oh man!
So
does this announce himself as the heir to G if he wins this stage?
Ooh, he is a very different rider.
What can't he do? What can't Pitcock do?
He does everything.
He's been amazing. I mean, you put him on a cross bike and he goes to the road. Put on a mountain bike and he wins the Olympic gold medal. I mean, come on, that's amazing.
I don't think he's got the sprint stuff that like on a roller kind of stage that's tricky, then yes, he can probably win. But someone like Wout that could win in Paris, I don't think he's got that kind of get and go.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, he can do a lot on the bike. That's
he's
for
a little
sure.
guy.
He's little. He's just small.
Yeah.
Which means maybe things like this kind of climb might suit him well. Up, Froome's broke.
Froome's in trouble. Yeah.
Come on, Froome.
The answer is not on your stem. The answer is up the road there. Froome
is still one of the highest paid cyclists in the world. I think his contract is only behind Tadej Pogačar's.
Really? Okay.
So when he switched over to Israel startup, he got paid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're like,
in my opinion, as he should. Too.
Yeah,
I know,
sure.
yeah.
I mean,
four-time tour champ.
Right. It's congrats, dude. That's fantastic.
Yeah, but do you think that Israel should be having to foot that bill, or do you think that like he should have retired with Sky Ineos and just kind of rode out, made them foot that bill?
He wouldn't even. He wouldn't even made the team.
Yeah.
He wouldn't even been at the tour if he was on.
Poor investment for Israel startup, but it did put their team on.
You
the
know
map.
what? It might not be that huge of a loss, just because I really think that the value of these riders is more than, whether or not they win. It's like, what's their social media following, and
right.
Absolutely.
He probably has.
He still has a name.
Probably still has the
he still has, as the
biggest,
media
he probably
presence.
has a bigger following.
Sure.
I wonder if he has a bigger following than Pochcar.
I don't know.
Oh no, I bet he does. I guarantee he does. More people in Britain know who
too.
Chris Froome is. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think that there's value in that. That's hard to calculate when you're like, well, you didn't win any races this year. Well, I told 1 million people about one of your sponsor. It's like, okay, right. It's just different. It's valued differently. I think sports in general has changed a lot. Like, it's just valued differently, these contracts. It's what's weird is you see it in the college area now. It's like the college athletes are allowed to get paid, and if you're a really good looking gymnast, you can make more money in college than like other people on the team that are national champions.
Absolutely.
Chris Froome has
I just got
all that stuff has changed dramatically. Oh, big guy.
Big guy going again. Go Bora.
Let's go.
The cop just said, get out of there.
Get out of there, big guy.
Security guard, come on, man.
The cop did not want to try and step in the way of that big guy.
No, he was a linebacker for sure.
So Chris Froome has 1.1 million followers on Instagram. And Tadej Pogacar, any guesses? Lance probably already knows this.
I looked it up already.
500.
Oh, no.
635,000.
Yeah.
So Froome is
still
almost double, yep.
Yeah.
Nice work, Froomey. And he's whatever, like, got his quad lock commercials.
And he's getting paid.
Getting paid.
I mean, how else am I supposed to know how to keep my bike safe without Chris Froome telling me?
When you're looking down at your stem, you want your phone there with your quad lock. That would have been a really.
Don't knock the quad lock. Those things are actually pretty.
I know.
I
want one.
I had one. I used to use it quite a bit when I first moved up here, and before I moved up here even. I was using one just because I didn't like to have my phone in my pocket because
the maps on their phone are 10 times better than all of the
guys,
devices
look who is not cracked yet. Froome is still there.
He's hanging on. He's 6 seconds back. Okay. Mientez is just a couple seconds back. Pidcock has not dropped all three guys. They're all
going to have their own race now. It's going to be whoever cracks.
It has been more than 3 years since Chris Froome has cracked the top 5.
Wow!
In a tour race. So
I'll be pumped if he does decent today. Which, I mean, honestly, the whole day we have to admit he's done decent today. He's done. That's not easy to get in the break like that.
Well, good on him. This is a tough stage to do it.
Yeah, Wout has pulled the yellow jersey group back to just over 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're going to do it. I think that Pidcock.
They're going to stay away.
I think they're going to stay away.
That'd be great.
5 minutes over only 8.5K is a lot.
It is,
but it gets steep and the air gets thin up here.
Yeah, that's unless Vingegaard puts in a terrifying attack.
Did I tell you guys that I was in France 20 years ago or something like that, and I drew an American flag on my back, like with a marker?
Really?
I knew
with
this
running
story.
Shorts, and ran next to Lance Armstrong on Alpe stage in.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wait, how come you've never told us this story before?
Okay, well, that story.
I've heard this story.
I want to hear
the
this
amazing story.
Okay. I'm actually in the footage. If you have like the DVD from 2001 or 2002,
sure Evan has that.
Yeah, I'm sure Evan does. Evan's probably seen my.
I absolutely do.
So we were basically. I got a one-way ticket to Paris when I finished grad school, and I think that's when it was. Yeah. And I was basically bumming around Europe. This is before I was into cycling. Although I did work at a bike store, which is weird.
Selling running shoes?
Selling running shoes at a bike store.
Okay.
But
Wout's like, I'm done.
Wout did his work and just said, finished.
Good job, Wout.
Dude, he went from
could walk
beast
faster.
to like,
yeah.
Am I going to get up this hill?
I love it.
Good.
Look at this.
He's like, I got my drink. See you later.
Anybody?
Anyway.
Hey, you guys all good? Any water?
Anybody
You guys
need
are
this?
good.
I'm finished.
He gave it to someone. Nice.
Wout out.
Wout just
Roy
grabbed the
Swick now,
bottle.
pushing the pace.
Yeah.
Anyway, one of the guys we were traveling with was like, hey, the Tour de France is going on. Do you guys want to go to the French Alps? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And so we went to Lyon, and we stayed in a hostel in Lyon, and then we spent like a week in Morzine, France, which is actually where they started yesterday or the day before, maybe the
Okay.
day before. They
Right.
started in Morzine and they went down, and then they ended up going back up for some climbing. It's close to Lake Geneva. We actually one night spent the night in someone's backyard on Lake Geneva.
Fantastic.
It was
That's amazing.
so cold. It was like one of those nights where you like don't sleep. It's just cold. And
Yeah,
we were
right.
sleeping. We basically like just snuck onto someone's massive property. I'm sure it's like multi-million-dollar property
Just
on
like
Lake Geneva.
in the corner, hidden behind
and
a
just
tree
slept on the
somewhere.
ground. And that was like there was like a pack of we were like 20-year-old kids.
Right.
And then
trying to poach somebody's backyard.
We went to Morzine, and they finished in Morzine that year. And I ran 10K down, went down, right? And then found the and there was a breakaway that year or whatever it was, and then found like the American pack of postal riders and ran with my
them.
Yeah, I ran up, like you can just see me running up as one of those guys that you
No
don't-
shirt on.
no shirt on,
with
American
the
flag,
American flag drawn in marker and on your
my
back.
Is this long hair ponytail, Matt?
No, this was short hair, and it was hot. It was hot, and I was pretty fit back then. Actually, what was interesting is like you can only run with them for a second because they're going pretty fast, and this is
Sure.
on some steep inclines.
They're doing like 13, 14 miles an hour.
But
Yeah.
then I still had 10K to get back to the where I started. And so I was running up this mountain, and it gets really interesting because like those guys just blow past you. Like you're there with them for just a second. And I wasn't one of those guys that wants to get in their face and get in the way, but like you run with them for just a second. And then I'm just jogging my way back home, and like all of a sudden you start to pass guys. Like they're going so slow that I was running past them.
all the people
that drop, and they're having they're just having a conversation, and they're just totally chilling out. So it's amazing to see the difference in pace between the guys that like are racing. Like right now they're racing. The camera only really shows these guys that are racing, and the guys that drop like wow, where they're just like meh. Like
I just got to
they're
get
going,
to the top.
They're going slower than you would if you ran up that hill for sure.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
Some of these cyclists have a pretty good fun time with that too, because I know that the Tour of California, when it was going, I knew a lot of people that would go up to the Queen Stage, which was generally the Mount Baldy climb.
Yeah,
and I can remember people posting up video and pictures on social media of like people like Peter Sagan, and like he's in the back, he's like high fiving people and doing wheelies, and like my friends were a part of this, and it was just it was kind of neat to see the ones that are not taking themselves too seriously.
Yeah,
and having fun with it and interacting with the fans.
So here we are. We're
now,
seven.
guys.
What's
the
that?
big question is? Will Pidcock go into yellow today?
Actually, he's probably
he's like 8 minutes down.
He's in the top 10, isn't he? Or he's got to be up there.
No. Check the top 10. I don't think he's that much down.
I'm checking
results.
That would be interesting.
Well, come on. The yellow group is 4 minutes and 57 seconds.
You got to know
back
that
from
Jumbo
him.
Visma knows that they're not going to let Pidcock get up there.
Pidcock is 11 and a half minutes down.
I read that wrong.
11 minutes, 12 seconds on yellow.
But what
I thought that
place
was
is he?
a 7. My bad.
He's in 11th.
That's pretty high up. He's gonna. I mean, all right. Let's say he puts. He could put
3
the
minutes.
most. I think 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes into the yellow jersey at the most. That would be amazing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's still 4 miles. He's going to lose time, definitely.
Yeah, they're not going to close it though. I think that's going to stick. So does Pidcock win
Also,
this?
did anybody see our wonderful French team getting blown out the back here, FGJ?
Rupa, yeah.
Pino gone.
Pidcock,
Gadoo struggling at the back.
Pidcock's got 16 seconds.
he had attacked once and kind of eased off, and he just attacked again, and he's now putting a little bit more distance between second and third. Froome is now 26 seconds back, but still holding that third position.
Right. So
the yellow jersey group
is the train. This is like what we talked about. They're like,
Yes.
okay, put a guy up there.
Who is it?
That's
It's
Sepp Kuss in second, I think.
Kreuzwick.
It's Kreuzwick, and then Sepp Kuss,
Yep.
and then Vingegaard, and
Yep.
Roglic is on Vingegaard's wheel. So they still got
And then
Yeah.
Pogacar's on that
and
wheel.
Pogacar's on that
It's
wheel.
a good spot for Pogacar
and
to
Mike,
be. I
Mike is
think.
right behind him.
Yeah.
Now, in the battle for other top
Oh, and
10
G's
still
positions,
there.
G is still there.
Oh,
G
yeah.
and
Bardet,
Gates. Yeah.
Gadoo, Vlasov's hanging on the back, and Naro's right in the middle.
So to be honest, this has not broken up yet. This lead group. I mean,
No.
it's down to 20 guys, or probably
No.
25
10.
guys.
Yates is in there, too.
No, there's more than 10.
So if Pidcock holds on to win this, back-to-back years that cyclocross world champions have
That's
won.
true. Good point.
Interesting. Is there something to be said about cyclocross, Lance? Here,
I'm telling you, that's where you cut your teeth.
Do your 500-day cyclocross championship.
That's actually why I'm really good at cyclocross. That's why.
Your 500-day cyclocross training plan, and that sets you up
right.
for like world dominance, and you go win the Alpe d'Huez.
That's day 501.
If only I'd started at age 15, I'd be a whole lot better.
Enrique Mas is also still in the group. He's the last remaining of the movie star riders.
Look at these gradients. Jeez.
Thibaut Pinot's been dropped.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Dang it. I'm supposed to go to cross country right now. There's 2 other coaches there, so I could trying to see.
You're like, guys, it's Alpe d'Huez. Can you cover me for like 20 or 30 minutes?
There's still like 30
Matt,
minutes.
just tell him to run around in circles for a second.
Do a couple laps around the lake. Look at all of these people. I want to do that. That's going to be fun.
It'd be fun.
Hickok is still moving well.
Yeah, he is. He's actually still putting time into second and third. The yellow group is gaining on them, but not enough. They're still 4:48 back.
So this is I always like this shot because the motorbike is right behind him with the camera, and you're kind of like looking over his head, going through the fans, and it's just like a sea of fans that kind of parts its way as you're going up. It's a pretty cool thing. Do you think that would, if you were in Pidcock's situation, that would motivate you, or do you think it would upset you, or what would you be thinking in that position?
Motivate, 100% motivate.
Yeah, I think it just carries you.
So long as they don't like touch you and all that other fun stuff,
yes.
Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, I think Vingegaard get a little feisty with someone yesterday.
Yesterday, somebody running next to him.
Oh no, Naro's looking in trouble.
Naro looks like he's dropping off. And Roglic is on the front now, it looks like. Roglic.
Yeah, that's Roglic. Drilling it.
Naro and Gadu are in trouble.
Well, okay, so when Roglic takes over, he can really put a dent in that group, right?
Yes.
I mean, we should know that he could dwindle this down to 3 or 4 people. I mean, maybe 5 people. Are they going to drop Sepp Kuss? That's one question.
Sepp is in second.
Yeah, he looks good.
No, Sepp looks fine.
He looks good.
This is his wheelhouse. He's fine. He's more than fine.
Nairo does not look good.
Nairo has dropped off.
Gee, I wonder why.
Well, I gave a kiss of death to Quintana, but at least I also predicted Gadu cracking here.
Yeah. Hey, one other thing that we haven't talked about: who retired from the Le Tour yesterday?
Ah, yes, Vanderpool abandoned. He pulled out.
Close.
Yeah.
Yep. Good call, Matt. Good call.
Well, we predicted him to leave earlier than this, but
we all wanted him to stick around, but he
did.
just did not look like himself, and he just wasn't ready to do back-to-back Grand Tours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot to ask.
Which is fine. He still had a great year.
I think he still finished the stage, but then he said, "That's it."
Yeah, he's looking at the right profile for this today.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, no. Do you think he's going to go off and do something else here relatively soon? I don't think he's going to be doing the Vuelta.
I think he should.
But he could.
He'll focus on the World Championship.
Probably.
Yeah. I think he needs a breather.
There's a lot of people that just say that he's not a Grand Tour rider, that he just needs to focus on the classics and the one days and
I don't know. The way he looked last year, I don't know, man. He could win from anywhere. It was pretty neat to watch.
It was amazing, yeah.
But he also went into that knowing that he was only going to be racing for a few days.
And he hurt his knee, or what did he hurt last year? His back. No, his back.
His back.
Yeah.
That was it
was a mountain bike crash,
race.
wasn't it?
Olympics.
Ugh. The backs are scary things.
Time's ticking down, boys. We're about 3.2 miles to go, and the yellow group's chiseled it down to 4:33.
Oh my gosh! They just put up this picture.
Look at this picture.
Of Mark Cavendish and Tom Pidcock at Tom Pidcock's probably 5.
He looks
he's older than that.
Froome is done.
Froome's done.
Froome is now 52 seconds back.
Yeah. 4:31 is what he's got. It was what Pidcock's got on the group.
And you guys saw that Mark Cavendish has left Quick Step.
Oh no!
Whoa.
Yep.
He didn't like getting left behind on the tour.
Nope. He's like, I'm done.
I'm taking my specialized sponsorship and taking it elsewhere.
I wonder where he will land. Any
he
guesses there?
He could retire and be one of the greatest of all time. It's just it's prime time to kind of leave that legacy. Start thinking about that legacy stuff.
As long as I wouldn't mind seeing that, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that
he wants to do something else.
Yeah, he still wants to make his way back to the tour and prove that he's the best.
And like Froome, he can make money.
Sure. Yeah.
I think Israel will pick him up.
They're willing to spend money.
Froome will retire, and then they'll pick up Cavendish. They need another old British guy.
Yeah, I still think he's
all right. Wait, but what's going on here? That's Jumbo Visma. 2 guys from Jumbo Visma that are dropping off the group, I think.
That's probably Krushwick, I think.
And then there's the front pack.
There's the strung out group.
It is dwindled down now. What are we down to 10?
Roglic on the front.
No, that's Sepp Kuss now.
It's Sepp
Kuss.
Kuss.
Sepp,
so that was probably Roglic that was off the back.
Maybe he did a turn. Wow.
And there's Tade just surfing wheels saying, thanks, guys. Thanks for the poll.
You guys do know that if he didn't have that little tuft of hair that sits out of his helmet, that he would be about 20 seconds per K faster.
Exactly.
Lance and I were talking about that.
Huge aerodynamic disadvantage for him.
Science.
Is there anybody else in the tour that has hair sticking out of their helmet every single day?
It's like he must work on that. He must do it on purpose. He's like, how do I get
this? He's got that wiry hair or something.
How do I get this tuft to stick out?
Love it.
Haycock looks like he's suffering a bit.
He's bobbing back side to side.
That crowd looks tricky.
That looks so cool. That looks so cool, bro.
A sea of people in arms, in flags that are just trying to get in your derailleur.
Oh, Bardet in trouble.
Okay.
Oh, the French. Yep. Oh, every single year.
It's supposed to be their day today.
Oh, man, these French guys.
Bardet is currently in second overall after
Not
his amazing ride yesterday. I think he's going to lose that.
Okay, remember when I said Sepp Kuss really hasn't done any work?
Here it is.
He's working.
He's working.
That's awesome. I mean, we love him. We want him to come in here and do well for himself and for his team. And
this is arguably the most important pull of the tour, too.
Yep.
But it's
the last pull.
He's the last guy. He's the last guy that Vingegaard has.
But he's done his job. He's dwindling it down to the favorites already. Like, it's already down to the favorites.
So
it's going to be
Sepp with Vingegaard sitting on his wheel. Then you got Tadej Pogacar and you got Geraint Thomas right behind him. I mean,
now, okay. So let's say this. What if it comes down to, I mean, granted, it looks really good for Pidcock winning the whole thing. But from the GC guys, what if it comes down to G, Vingegaard, and Pogacar? Like, let's say Adam Yates drops and
Yates is dwindling on the back right now as you say that, Matt.
So let's say it comes down to
Enric
those
Mas
three.
Still there.
Does Vingegaard attack and try and put more time into that group, or does he just sit it out and say, I'm just going to try and cover any moves?
But
no, he attacks. He attacks.
It makes you wonder, all those little sprints that Pogacar has been doing at the end of stages, maybe that wasn't such a good thing for him.
I think that a lot of people are probably
That's a really good point, Lance. That is.
He didn't need to do any of that stuff.
He didn't really need to. It was to gain. He gained like 2 seconds total for like 3 sprints at the line.
Well, we don't know until the whole thing's over. I mean, if it ends up being a super close one, then maybe it makes all the sense in the world. But yeah.
I don't know. He just lost
one of
2.5 minutes yesterday.
Pogacar's weakness might just be that, Lance, is that he loves to win.
Yeah. Right.
Almost too much.
You know what's interesting is
he
had a bad day yesterday, and he does not look cracked.
That Yates right there off the back.
I lose 3 minutes today. Maybe I get 3 minutes tomorrow.
It doesn't look like he's going to get 3 minutes, but
look at this train just juggling along in the road.
All right, guys, the train is now Sepp Kuss, Jonas, Pogacar, G, and Enric Mas.
There's only 5 of them left.
Enric Mas is going to be moving way up the field today.
Yeah.
Look at
they just went from 405 to 409. So Pidcock and company.
Pidcock is still drilling it.
Yep.
Oh, I want Froome to hold him off.
Hold off the group, the yellow jersey group.
I'd love to see Froome hold him off.
357 from the yellow group down to.
He's going to get spit out the back.
I don't think Froome's. Yeah.
Yeah, Froome's gonna. I think Froome's gonna.
It's just great to see him mixing it up today.
Just to have a retirement ceremony when he gets to the top. This would be a fitting place for him to retire. Just do it.
3.5 kilometers to the top. I think that Pidcock's got it.
I don't know. It's gonna be close.
He's on one of my He's on my fantasy team.
Is he?
Oh man, my points just keep going up.
Who is
Pidcock?
Pidcock.
I didn't pick him to win or anything like that, but.
Still points.
Well, guys, and here's the thing, because as soon as Sepp drops off, it'll get a little cagey.
Yeah,
they're going to spike, attack, stop, so that'll give Pidcock an advantage.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. As soon as he pulls off, as soon as Sepp Kuss pulls off, look at this guy.
Oh, boo, France, boo.
Oh, I think I would pull that guy's underwear down if I was Sepp Kuss right now. He's like, I'm going to draft this guy running in his underwear, and then
just putting a smoke bomb right in their face.
Yes, a smoke bomb.
These guys are idiots. Jesus. Imbeciles, as Bradley Wiggins would say.
Sepp Kuss is about to knock this guy out.
Well, let's give him some defense. They don't have anybody to cheer for anymore.
This crowd is thick and feisty.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. They need to stop touching them. They keep on hitting on Reek in the back.
Pogacar's attacking.
Oh, he just attacked.
Sepp Kuss just pulled
Here we
over.
go.
Jonas is covering the attack. Whoa.
They're isolated, right?
G's
like
like,
that.
guys,
like
guys,
that.
wait up, guys, I'm right here.
Come on,
Come on,
G.
G. Hang on.
Get back on there.
Hang on, G.
Pogacar's got some guts. Oh,
So they were at
that's
350. Now they're at 349
That's
behind
the Dutch
Pidcock.
corner,
So
guys. They went by the Dutch corner.
Is that the Dutch corner?
look at these.
You'll know because
Look at
they'll
this.
all be orange.
Those
Look
guys
at
are
his
in the way
face.
of the cyclists.
Yeah.
They
G's
He
like,
means business.
I feel bad for G because those guys just
Ran right in front of him, yeah.
Swarmed. They swarmed him.
Pogacar's making him hurt right now. Who looks better?
Oh man, it's hard to tell.
they're both pretty cool, calm, and collected. Like if people are gonna run and do that, there should be people up there that should be able to just kick
Knock
their
them
ass.
out.
I mean,
Oh, just lay him out.
yes,
Four
like
kilometers to
enforcers that just can go over there and like, oh, you did that, now I get to punch you in the face.
Now, does G work his way back? Because they're going to slow up here
They
now.
stop. Yeah, they. Oh, G is.
G is going to catch up. He'll catch
G's
back
pushing.
on.
He is. Here he comes.
G won't go with these spikes. He's just going to ride his own race.
Yep.
Like he did yesterday.
There he is.
Ringside, just watching the
There
blow
he
by
is.
blow.
You know, G, we had written him off last year and the year before.
Oh, I
He hasn't
100%
done
wrote him
much,
off.
and
Yeah.
here he is. in
Remember, I
third.
picked him to get third
Yes.
overall.
Look at this guy.
My like
Matt, you're
podium
100%
predictions are
right
looking
on
good.
him.
He's training
Well,
for
that
that
was the
Masters division.
He's training for. He might be 36.
He
He might be up there. He might be
Yeah.
in the gray floppy jersey.
Let's go, G.
He's having a great tour. He's having a really good tour.
Where do you draw the line for that Masters division? 40
30
plus?
I think we have to do 36. There's not enough 40-year-old guys. I would love to put it at 40, but there's only like. Is there only one or two?
Valverde, yeah.
Valverde is the only 40-year-old cyclist that's professional is now in the hospital with that car accident that he had. Got hit by a car.
Also, guys,
hit and run.
Sepp is sticking with Enrique Mas.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
345 back.
Bardet and Adam Yates, the next two down.
Who attacks next?
They're pulling him back.
Pogacar goes in about
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Pogacar's
Yep.
going to go again.
Yeah, you're right.
I bet that Sepp pulls right to the front
Starts,
when he gets back on
yep.
because
That's what
he
he's
hasn't
supposed to
dropped
do.
off. Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Oh,
right?
Get
look.
right back.
Here he goes. Sepp's going right
Enrique
to the
is
front.
back with Sepp.
Hey, Jonas, let's go.
Wait for it.
Want to ride bikes?
All right, we got
Pogacar's about to
I'm
go.
applauding Sepp Kuss. Way to fight back on.
Well done.
USA.
Way to do it. Way
USA.
to do it, man. What a
USA.
tough guy. And there's only 2 kilometers left. This is
I
moving
think it's
pretty
there's,
quick.
There's 2.3
Oh, for
for
Pidcock.
Pidcock.
Yeah.
Somebody pay this man. Sepp needs to get paid.
Yeah, he does.
We've talked about this before. Do you think he's got GC credentials?
We have talked about
got
that
a time
before. We
trial.
talked about it
He's
last
got a
year.
time trial.
I don't think he's got that level. I mean, these guys are so good at the top.
I think on a smaller team he does.
Yeah, on a smaller team, he could be the GC guy, but I don't think he's
Enrique
gonna.
is getting dropped.
Sepp Kuss must be putting the pace.
Adios,
at a pretty decent
Movistar.
spot.
The question is the pace too high for Pogacar to attack?
That's what they're trying to do.
That's
for sure.
what Sepp
That's
should
the
be
goal.
doing. But
Riding at an
Come on,
8%
Sepp.
gradient right here. They're going to get to a 6% gradient here in a little bit of time. That would, well, you probably want to attack on the steeper stuff, yeah?
Yep. Yeah.
And on the side, I'm pretty sure Pidcock's got it. 340.
On this climb, typically, like you get up into that little towards the finish, right? Like the vegetation stops. You guys have all seen this, and
yeah,
I think the air's pretty thin up there.
it's
It gets
still
pretty thin. It's way up there.
it's only like 5,000 feet. It's not that high.
I think it's close to 6, isn't it? 5 or
Only?
6. Yeah, so it's like Denver.
That's not for these guys. These guys have trained there and they're altitude adapted.
Gates are up. We're at about a mile to go for Pidcock, 1.1. It's looking pretty good for him.
Pidcock's got it.
If Pogacar's going to attack, it's got to be on one of these turns here coming up.
Now that there's room on the road because they're into the barriers.
All right. Nothing. I mean, so far it's been pretty mellow stage, and I know it's hard to look at it in the thick of this right now, but like Sepp Kuss still in the front drilling it.
Yeah,
Jumbo
very
Visma,
mellow.
the Jumbo Visma train. Yes, Pogacar did that one small attack, but we'll see. I mean, so far it's been pretty mellow. There'll be some sort of push at the end, right?
You know what's amazing that they don't have that Roglic dropped off before Sepp Kuss. I mean, that's obviously planned that they had him up there.
Maybe Sepp's just better at the steeper stuff.
Well, I think Sepp's just in better fitness right now than Roglic.
There's that too, yeah.
Who would have picked Roglic for their tour picks? What a bunch of
Who the heck would
who are
pick
these guys?
that guy?
It was you guys. You guys were like that was a couple podcasts ago. It was like Vingegaard or Pogacar, and or Roglic, and you guys each picked Roglic. I think.
Well, I still think he was the man.
He was.
I think Vingegaard in second, but I had Roglic third.
You had Roglic third.
And
Which
I think
is going to be way off.
Yeah, I think he was the man until he subluxated his shoulder.
Yeah, that was a tough crash.
Yeah. You know what? These gates.
That's true. Let's give him some credit.
The gates that they have up right now, that really eases my anxiety. These guys, I like watching them go through the crowds, but it always oh my god! Oh, here we go.
Attack.
Here we go.
Here he goes.
Vingegaard
This
goes
looks
on
so
him.
reminiscent of last year.
Yeah, you're right.
Vingegaard goes right with him again. He cannot pop this guy.
He is drilling it.
Here he goes.
I want to see Watts.
Here he goes.
He's going to get up and go again.
What do you think
That
they're
was a
putting out?
massive attack.
Is that like 800 watts?
I don't know.
It's a lot.
Coming out of the turn, I bet it was 700-800. Yeah.
Ouch.
Where's G? He's pretty far back.
Every one of those attacks, G drops off and then just time
Come on,
travels his
Jonas,
way back
go.
up.
Go, Jonas.
Nope, he's just going to sit there.
Yeah. So okay.
Hey,
So
guys,
before we
Pidcock.
asked who is
Pidcock's
Jonas
still
going
at
to
3 minutes.
attack?
Yeah, Pidcock's got
That
the
he's got
stage.
this in the bag.
Yep.
But nobody cares.
Yeah, this is where the
But guess
race
who's
is,
going to
right?
be on the stage podium? It looks
Froome.
like Chris Froome can hold on.
Except
I
there's
don't
no,
know if they put
there's
another
no
tack.
podium in the Tour de France. There's only the winner. If you get third, it doesn't matter. It's not like the Olympics or the World Championships.
Well, you
if
mentioned
you get
Here comes
second,
G.
it doesn't matter.
You had mentioned that
It
he
does
hasn't finished
matter
the
if
top
you're
five.
Chris Froome.
G pulled himself back.
He's like, hey guys, here I am,
Still
still
here.
here.
Still
You guys
here.
burn those matches. Good job. Blow by blow. Just here watching. Wow, where's Froome? I want to see him pass
I think the
Froome.
most interesting thing here, Pogacar is still fighting. He's still got a lot of fight left in
Oh yeah,
him.
yeah.
He's not done with the tour.
I'm telling you, it was yesterday that Jumbo just got him. They got him yesterday.
That's team tactics. They
Yes,
did it,
the
man.
team tactics and putting him under so much pressure that he didn't eat enough.
Yeah.
That got him 3 minutes.
They are just gonna flashing glance at Pidcock finishing and winning the stage, and they're gonna go back to the leaders, the GC contentions here because it's such an
Let's
interesting
go,
fight.
Pidcock.
Pidcock wins it.
What a rider. What a rider.
Somebody has Pidcock on their team.
Me.
Oh,
I'm just
Matt
I'm
is killing
crushing
it.
you guys.
You are crushing it.
I'm gonna
this
start
year.
my own fantasy league. And it's just going to be called Looking for Competition.
All right.
This is that breakaway, man. That's some tough riding. Those guys are going to be.
Meinke's in second.
All right, here we go. Back to the GC.
Oh, look,
Sepp
Sepp
Kuss.
Kuss is back on.
All right.
Back to the front.
Sepp
Enric
Kuss.
Mas is back on.
Big day for Sepp Kuss.
Okay.
This was well played by Jumbo Visma.
Yes. Look at
Yeah,
Pogacar has made 2 major attacks and then sat
Nothing.
up.
Yep.
It hasn't worked.
nope.
Well, he's smart to try the attacks, and if it doesn't work, it's smart to, I think, sit up.
He's
think
by
he just-
himself, so
He's by himself.
yeah.
He calls it a day here and just says, all right, it's not going to happen? Or do you think he's going to go one more time?
They've got another 2. They just went under the 2K banner.
It's too late. They'll sprint at the end, but they're not going to be any big time differences. It's all going to come down to the Pyrenees.
It will.
It's going to come down to the Pyrenees.
Three big mountain stages in the Pyrenees to come next week.
There's probably
Think
some
G attacks right here?
transfer stage and a rest day somewhere in there.
And there's a flat stage in there too.
yeah, it's got to
G's-
be a sprint stage.
G's looking around their shoulders. I think he's going to go.
Is G going to sprint to the win?
I don't know, maybe.
That would be the coolest thing. I can't.
Froome in for third.
Let's go, Chris.
Go Froome.
Nice.
Chris Froome into third. His best
Will it
race
be-
result
the coolest
in
thing,
like 4 years.
The coolest thing ever is as he crosses the finish line, if he pulled out his phone out of his back pocket and quad locked it. And then he just says sponsorship dollars.
That's right.
Just pay me to the camera.
Big smile with a little bling on there. Yeah.
Good job, Froome. I like Chris Froome.
That's fantastic.
What a guy. What a guy.
I think he...
Don't crash into the barrier, buddy. Okay, thank you.
Please do not crash.
Head up. Head up. Come on.
Good finish.
Elbows in. Head up.
I wonder how he's doing overall.
There you go.
All right. Make sure you pause the computer. Get that MP. Nielsen, not that far back.
No.
Nice work.
Still kind of in no man's land like you called, though, Evan. But not that far back.
Here we go. 2 Americans in the top 10 on Alpe d'Huez.
Yay.
Yeah, Sepp Kuss is going to finish well, I think.
He's still pulling, and there's only, what they have, a K to go?
I have no idea what his overall is, but he's probably... he's 30 minutes back.
He's 25 minutes back.
So he'll
Guess
put
who's
in
on the front? Ciccone. Ciccone's on the front of the yellow jersey group.
He pulled back, too. Or, no, they caught him. He was in the break.
Yep, he was in the break.
Is Pogacar going to sprint to the little
He'll
line
sprint
here?
again.
Because he loves to do that?
He shouldn't. He should just let it go. Just let it go.
Time is time, though.
Well, I know.
We know how unhuman he is, usually.
They're lining up for a sprint.
Here he goes.
Here he goes.
Yeah, Pogacar sprints. Vingegaard's got to stay. Oh, look at that. G is on him, too.
G doesn't even look like he's working.
No, look at that.
Pogacar's throwing. Yep.
Nope, that's
Nothing.
no time.
That was
no time. That
wasted.
was worthless. That was wasted.
Wasted energy again. So many.
But Vingegaard hangs with him. Stays with him. Still got 2 minutes, 20 seconds up on him.
I'm going to throw this out there. You guys won't like this. That was a boring stage.
It wasn't as exciting as yesterday.
No.
Yesterday was
I agree.
super
That was a boring
exciting.
stage. Yeah.
It was kind of played out like we all thought it would, right? Where it's like, oh, jumbo train, okay, good, and then Jonas just covers the attacks and breakaway wins.
Yeah.
I mean, we all kind of called it pretty early on, I think, sort of.
That's what happens when you have a big, strong team that knows how to just dictate and manage a race.
That's true. It was.
They
played it by the rule, right?
They let the
rule
break
book.
go. They didn't pull the break back because there was nobody scary
no
in
one
the
to
break.
worry about. Adam Yates is still in the mix there. He's just finished a second ago.
But G's the man
G should be the man, hopefully.
for Ineos, which is
100%.
surprising.
It
He
is
was
surprising.
He didn't look like he was working all that hard. He just kept floated right back on.
Yes.
I mean, he put down a few watts, but he didn't do the same expenditure that the other guys did in those attacks. Nario.
No, it's a big.
Quintana
The
lost
big
another
bummer on the
minute.
day. He was close. Yeah. Just not quite.
He's done.
Hey, at least it's not an epic blow up like he's had in the past.
No,
on
that's
back-to-back.
not an explosion. Yeah.
All right, boys.
Wow.
Anything else you want to talk about this
That was
stage? Anything
exciting.
that you're looking forward to tomorrow?
What is tomorrow? Is tomorrow sprint stage?
No clue.
Tomorrow is a flat stage.
Okay. We should talk. I mean,
It all looks flat tomorrow.
Wout could go for a win there. I think it's a.
Wout
we should
has-
we should look at like the actual turns into the finish
Into
to
the
see
finish.
how much of a straight shot it is.
Wout has almost double the points of second place,
Yeah.
so he
Is safe.
is.
Is Jakobsen still in
sitting
second
it
place?
Pretty good, I think so.
And he's who I would, if it's a straight shot into the finish, he's who I would pick.
Yeah. Well, there's your finals right there. Nielsen, fourth place, huh? Good job, USA.
Way to go, Froome.
And Froome for hung on for third for the
Pogacar in
stage,
fifth
which is
place.
great.
So those are your results. They should flash up the overall standings here in just a moment. They're just going through the top 10. Vingegaard in sixth place, G in seventh place.
Zero time differences between
Kuss.
the favorites.
Yep, they both hung.
Way to go, Sepp Kuss. Good. That was a good stage for him.
He finally showed up.
Yeah,
They've
well,
been saving him for today. They
saved
haven't
him for
needed him till today.
I guess. I mean, I
So-
feel like they needed him yesterday, but
Evan, wasn't it you that was telling me stories about you have mutual friends with Sepp Kuss or no guys that raced with him a lot? When
Yeah.
he was,
is
Yeah.
he from Colorado?
Some funny stories there. I don't know if we can share
Oh,
those,
yeah.
but yeah.
No, those are definitely not podcast stories. But let me put it this way: Shep would be a fun story.
Right on. All right. Well, I think Matt's got things to do,
gotta
places to go, people to see. I got to go get packed up for a camping trip, but I have to go to work first. So,
Oh,
got things to
Hey,
do as
Jake.
well.
You're
Yes,
gone
sir.
This weekend.
I'm bringing over my mountain bike wheel just to switch out a cassette. Are you going to be there today?
I'll be there this morning for just a short period of time. If you need to do that, bring it on by. If not, we've got people there that can help you out too.
Do you have
cool.
Do you have the cassette that you need switched out?
Yes, that's what I need to switch over to the cassette I'm going to use for Telluride.
Okay, gotcha. I'm sure that there's lots of people that can help you switch a cassette.
Well, we will get back together Monday. You can do Monday?
See.
What's the next transfer day? Is it on Monday again?
It is, yeah, I think so.
So, yeah, we'll get together on Monday. Maybe we can put another podcast on Monday. I don't know if we can do a double dip next week again, but we'll try and get everybody caught up and get our 2 cents. It should be a fun weekend. I don't know if anything's going to change in GC, but
looks like currently Pogacar's 2 minutes and 22 seconds down. He's in second place.
G's only 4 seconds behind him.
G's only 4 seconds behind. Wow. Close.
Interesting.
And then Roman Bardet's close, too. It is very close for podium spots. Although Vingegaard looks like he's in a pretty commanding spot at this point.
He's looking pretty good.
He's looking good.
This was the day, I think. So now we got three stages in 3 mountain stages in
then a time
in the Pyrenees and the time trial.
Yeah.
Should be fun to watch.
You don't put 2 minutes and 22 seconds into a time trial.
The time trial is dead flat too.
Yeah.
So
seconds, yeah. Cool. All right. Anybody else have anything else to add to this before we say goodbye?
That was fun.
Good times.
Thanks for your time, gents. We do hope everybody enjoyed that. We will be back next week with another one. And until then, bye for now.